modern economy that relies for its job creation on companies and investors taking risks, it's very important that there be a vibrant market where those investors can hedge those risks. If they can't hedge the risk, they won't take the risk in the first place. So we have, in American finance, built an enormous marketplace where investors and entrepreneurs can go and hedge risk. The Chinese, foreign markets are all building marketplaces where people can go and hedge risk. If our rules aren't right, if our rules are faulty, if our rules constrain trading in these products as opposed to properly regulating it, then capital will move to those foreign markets. CFTC has traditionally been a principles-based regulator as opposed to a prescriptive rules-based regulator. Now that's changed in the wake of Dodd-Frank, and I'm not sure that's in the best interest of market participants. What's important is that the rules that each jurisdiction puts in place are the best rules, not the most lenient by any stretch of the imagination, but the right balance between flexibility and proper market supervision.
MiFID II and MiFIR, together with EMIR and the suite of other regulations, are really looking to put in a single rule book across Europe, which makes it easier to do cross-border trades and to create a single market. The one thing that I would say to the US regulators is give us regulatory recognition of the European rulebook, so that if you're compliant with MiFID, MiFIR, with EMIR, with short selling, then you can be accepted as being compliant to participate in the US dollar markets.
I think one of the panelists mentioned an evolution. So I think you'll see that evolution with any product. And not every product lends itself to be electronic. Some just remain voice. There's not enough liquidity in the product to make it electronic or to push it electronic. But the one thing that I've learned over the course of my career is that you can't force the product to be electronic. It just doesn't work. It's pretty easy for a company to pick up business and move it elsewhere, especially if it is being done electronically, and if you're dealing with a global company, which Tullett Prebon is. Most of the other companies are global as well. So if you have global offices, there's no reason why you couldn't staff those desks and put them in a place where the legislation is more favorable. And if it's a fully electronic business, it's even easier because all you're essentially doing is picking up a server and sending it to a foreign country where the legislation is much more understanding as far as execution rules are concerned.
The two big DCMs, ICE and CME, have orchestrated a total destruction of swaps in favor of futures in the energy world. And they've done that largely, I think, by wooing the major energy counterparties who are different from all the other products of the world practically. Power company or a gas company in the US does not want to have that designation, does not want to be captured by Dodd-Frank. So they have been easily won over by these gentlemen at ICE and CME to transform their business into being futures.
The futurization of the swaps market, did that really happen? Does it have an impact? Does it matter? And I think the message we're hearing is that it does matter. With the recent migration of the energy markets from swaps to futures, one of those three legs got shortened, the swaps leg. But not only that, now we're concentrating risk further into a single clearinghouse, where the energy swaps market had a couple of places to clear swaps. The energy futures market, these aren't fungible contracts. If you're worried about putting all your money in one bank, you can go to a couple of different banks. If you're worried about putting all your money in one clearinghouse, you should be able to go to a few clearinghouses. That choice has been taken away.